covey of, they look almost like egrets. I'm not sure what kind of bird that is. Is one monumental structure, isn't it? We were looking at the end, rounded, but it sweeps off, and I think this is another major portion of the building. So it's like a thin Y, if you will. Imagine if business grew so well that, and this area developed so well that this could be converted into offices and other uses without being destroyed. So this is Lennusadam, sounds like Lenin, but I don't know if that's it or not. Seaplane harbor. But also there are submarines were located here, I believe. The area behind that fence is the seaplane harbor, which we'll visit. Now we'll walk out through this area and explore. See all these hulks as I have all over the world. Even then you only get a slight inkling of the dimension, the scope of seafaring in history, particularly in the old days. So it must be a dry dock and boat repair. Really old armament. This probably dredged out of the sea at some point. Isn't it fascinating to the degree we glorify killing machines? All gauge track for handling cargo. The marina. Ooh, I've heard that name before. Probably the Estonian Navy. Modest marina. I wonder where the Estonian oligarchs keep their boats. Huh. Hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about the history of that boat, the Surtol, and perhaps that one. Seeing this is a hangar for the seaplanes. There's planes up on top would suggest that. And since this is the end of the school year, teachers justify, as I redone all the wood on that, so it looks pretty. You're gonna get taken for a ride on that boat. That'd be cool. This is just the Katrina they'll be going on. It's smoking, and putting them on that sailboat would be too dangerous. Former Estonian border guard boat. Some of its earlier ships. The Mine Hunter, first naval ship built in Germany after World War II, and launched in 1957. A minesweeper, and then a mine hunter. Launched in 1943 in Duluth, Minnesota, as a buoy tender, put in the Coast Guard in 1944. In Alaska until the United States gave it to Estonia. Probably buoys, I'm guessing. Excitement when Estonia got this vessel, and the excitement of the people who got to serve on it. I wonder if these boats will ever go to sea again. Perhaps they're just artifacts of the museum now. Interesting, important enough, valuable enough to be totally encased in plastic. It looks like sets of dual tracks leading off to here. And in this area, which is lower, more tracks. So perhaps at one time they were able to bring quite a few large ships in here. There's the rolling crane for moving stuff from right to left. Looks like a pulley for moving things. Interesting, it looks like they've converted some kind of a huge dry dock device into a more permanent dock. Unless I'm missing something, but and maybe it continues all the way down, so this whole structure could move way out into the water, so you could bring a boat in to that position and then bring the whole thing up and then maybe somehow transport it all the way along there. Well, maybe that system over there rolls, we'll have to see. So it would roll over in line with this one here, so you could get all the way into that huge photograph of that repair works in operation. Huge hanger. Size of that cable, 2-3 inch thick cable, and there are at least 2 of them down there. Then the whole system, including what looks like a new surface, rolled down into the water. And on top of that system was the carriage that held the boat itself. Wow, what a structure. Yeah, this had huge cables that moved the boat along some kind of carriage, probably that which is way down there. If I'm understanding correctly, this whole assembly here moved over to align with that one there on these tracks, and then that system down there slid out here somehow, held onto the boat, or the boat rested on it once it was in the water. That was in the water. And then the whole thing was hauled up onto this, moved sideways across, and then into the hangar. That would have been the command post. Notice that this mechanism can also move all the way over there. So that could be filled up with boats, or at least boats moved out into that open area beside the hangar. And how did we imagine large ships would be maintained and repaired? We didn't. We never thought about it. This large photograph, this is where we started our little jaunt. This is where the fish area is when there's a fish market. We walked pretty much along through here. Went out this way. And here's that huge building that we encountered. Notice it was not a Y as I thought. It's actually a giant triangle. And we walked through here. This is the area we looked at. This is the huge hangar, the slightly smaller one to its left, if we were standing over here. And this is where they would bring those huge boats in, slide them along until they got them into there. Wow. An aerial view in that same photograph of Old Town. Here's Tompeia with its round castle and fortifications. Here, that moat area. We walked along this part here. Through visiting the museum up here, we're going to walk to the left, past that white arrow, into that green area, which is a huge park. And somewhere down in that area right there should be Kalamaja. I'm going to slide over onto my map and you'll see what I mean. This is where we are right now, up in here somewhere. And we're going to come down to where my little finger is flicking around and roam that area. And then we'll work our way back to here. Imagine the adventures that pilot's wheel could tell.